Hi, dear students. Welcome to the virtual learning. Today, we're gonna continue the social second lesson, that is, the energy from the sun. Now, we are going to see here land and water contrasts. The temperature distribution over land and oceans is much different and varying. This will be very clear if you measure temperature of places over continents and oceans. Land is considered as good conductor of heat, whereas water bodies are different. While land gets heated and cooled quickly, oceans will take time to heat and cool. So, dear students, here we are made sure that over the earth we have different continents. If we go and check from each continent, then the temperature will be different from the other continent. And another thing that we learn is land and water are the primary orders. So, land gets heated very fast, but the ocean slowly. But when the ocean gets heated, it takes time, and when it cools down, earth cools down very quickly, but the ocean gets cool very slowly. You may be surprised to know that the atmosphere or the air around is not heated directly by the rays of the sun. In fact, it allows the sun rays to pass through without being heated by them. The sun rays first hit the Earth's surface. This is in turn begins to radiate heat, which heats up the air around us. This is why it is warmer near the surface of the earth compared to higher reaches to the atmosphere. So here we know that the sun rays which come from the sun actually pass through the air, and here the air, instead of getting heated, actually it passes and sends it directly to the surface. And when the surface gets heated up, then only the radiation which comes from the surface will heat up the air that is in the atmosphere. So that is the reason near the earth's surfaces it will be warmer than the higher reaches. The more you go high, then the more l- less hot it would be. Heat balance. The heat the earth receives from the sun is radiated back by the earth in different ways. As we saw above, one third of it's immediately reflected back into the space. The rest heats up the earth's surface, which in turn heats the atmosphere and eventually is radiated into the space. This complete radiation of the heat received from the sun is important. If the entire heat is not radiated back, then every day the amount of heat that remains will accumulate and it will become hotter and hotter. On the other hand, if the earth received less heat than it gave out in radiation, it would get cooler and cooler. So, here we notice and understand that the the sun heat that we get from the sun is actually 3 by 4th is returned to the space, but only 1/4 is on the earth, which actually heats the surface, and after that which heats the atmosphere and then goes back into the space. And this radiation that goes back into the space is very necessary. Otherwise, if the whole heat is accumulated on the earth, then the earth would become more hotter and hotter, like a hot ball. Or if less heat is on the earth, then the whole earth will become cooler and cooler. On the earth or anywhere, can we see any flattened land? No. Somehow the land seems to be slightly undulating and sloping. So, this undulating and sloping actually causes for the different atmosphere or different heat in different lands. Some gases like carbon dioxide prevent radiation of heat from the earth. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere increases due to in- increased use of diesel and petrol, cutting down of forests, etc. If the carbon dioxide proportion in the atmosphere increases, then less heat will be radiated, causing an increase in the global temperatures. This results in what is called global warming. So, here we say that if the atmosphere has a lot of carbon dioxide, then the radiation will be very less. If the increasing of the carbon dioxide continues, because on the earth we have a lot of diesel use and forest cutting. So because of this, there is a high chance of actually increasing lot of radiation on the earth. So this we call in technical term global warming.